Where the hell has he been at for 8 episodes?
You might, he's been in another multiverse right now trying to get back to this one because he heard about some
Is that
hex shit going down.
is
And now he's trying to figure out what happened. And he's going to look and say, Wanda, what the hell have you done?
so we've had a lot of theories.
We have had a lot of things.
We've had a lot of theories. Some theories have been confirmed. Some theories have Disney is just effing with us and just so what are some
complete and utter trolling? Thanks for nothing, Pietro.
It's like, why even do that? So I guess
not only are they trolling with us, they are looking you dead in the eye and saying, "I'm fucking with you right now, and you're not gonna figure it out until I tell you what's up."
But you know what though? It's genius though.
It
Like
is.
on their part, like from a fan, like I hate it, but from their part, they get people talking about their property.
Yep.
And they know what they're doing. They knew as soon as they cast him what was going to happen. You have to. If you didn't know that, you're just tone deaf, and I know they're not.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the theories that you have that have either been confirmed or Disney just trolling you and your theory was complete trash?
Yeah. Well, so what? I mean, that's kind of the big theory, right? As soon as Quicksilver, Pietro came on the scene, I instantly, and I think you did too, went, "Oh my God, what does this mean?" Right? They got the rights back from Fox. We're good to go. We're gonna get all the X-Men, and we basically learned that Pietro is probably some other random guy in the city that's
They
being
were just
puppeted by
trolling us, right?
Agatha. Of course, they
It
were
was just
just
a troll
trolling
job.
us. And in the back of my mind, I was like, they wouldn't. I think I can't remember if it was you or me who were even talking about it in one of our reaction videos. They wouldn't go this far to troll us, would they? They wouldn't think that the nerds would get so enraged after we found out that this is not going to potentially lead to the X-Men. And I will say, we have one more episode. You never know. It could still somehow be multiverse type stuff that we just don't know yet. But everything points to Pietro just being a puppet from Agatha that just so happens to be the same actor who played Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men property.
That's such a troll. That's just like, so what you mentioned, I was the one that said that. I was like, there is no way that they do this and then pull it back because fans will be pissed. And you know what though? I'll say this. That was a great pulse check. What Marvel has just confirmed is that they can do no wrong and fans will stay on board. It does not matter. But yeah, that was a big one for me. I cannot believe that they pulled that rug from under us. Pietro.
They literally told us, we are effing with your minds. We don't care. You're going to tune in next week.
Yeah. So, I have to pat myself on the back. I was the one that confirmed that Agatha was a big bad.
You did indeed. You read some books. You did all the research. You did what
I watched some cartoons. I watched some cartoons. And it was just so obvious. Like they would not. This is the good thing about WandaVision. I will say this. They're trolling so much in this show. They're giving so many breadcrumbs that there are so many things for you to hook on to that you never know which thing is real and which thing is just a troll.
It almost feels like watching Star Wars all over again. Except with good storytelling this time.
Let me tell you something. I was gonna make a Star Wars joke in the last video that we did when I was talking about, look at how they fleshed out Wanda in 35 minutes. They couldn't flesh out Rey in 3 movies. Your main character, 3 movies.
But she's a scavenger. That's all you need to know.
So, but they troll so much that you never know what's real or what's fake.
Yeah.
And so, but the good thing is that, when some things get thrown out the window, you still have things to hook on to.
Yeah.
Like their troll job with the aerospace engineer. Come on.
Yes, which did we find out who that was, or did I just miss that completely?
You missed it. It was a lady.
Because I was hoping, me, I had all bets on Reed Richards.
Yeah, no.
I was like, let's go ahead and start this
Fantastic Four thing. It was nobody. It was just an old friend.
Again, and it's like, you're gonna take this troll and you're gonna like it, Jody.
Yeah, and it was like, but see, and that's the thing though, right? Like that's what they do. They didn't pay that off, but then in that same episode, Monica gets her powers. And it's like, well, that was another theory.
That was another theory that we had was, is she going to go ahead and get those powers that she has in the comics in this series? Or I know she's already in Captain Marvel 2. Yeah. So are they going to wait? Are they going to do that?
Nope, they didn't.
We got the answers to that. So that was one theory that was like, okay, well, she did get her powers. We were right on that one.
The one theory that I was mad about that they did not follow through on, they have not announced the Jimmy Woo spinoff X-Files style series.
Close-up magic. How'd you do it, Scott? Do what? The card trick. Sir, can you knock?
Look, you got one more episode where, and so we talked about the theory all season long about Elizabeth Olsen coming out and saying there's going to be a huge cameo at the end. It's going to be as big as Luke Skywalker on The Mandalorian. I think. I thought it was going to be Doctor Strange.
Better not say Doctor Strange. Okay.
I thought it was going to be Doctor Strange. It might be Jimmy Woo. He is the big cameo. He's been here all along, and we never saw it coming.
What if he's secretly a superhero? What if he has powers and we don't know about it?
I think he's the biggest hero on the show. So.
If we found out he had superpowers, I would jump out. I would laugh so hard.
I can already see you've got a life-size Jimmy Woo toy action figure just waiting to go in the apartment at your place.
Think about it. Ant-Man and Jimmy Woo.
That has a really nice ring. The Wasp Who? Who needs Ant-Man and the Wasp? Ant-Man and the Woo. That has a great ring to it. Look, we're basically doing your job for you at this point, Marvel.
This is the real question, right? You just posed this.
Yeah.
Who is the cameo? Who's the cameo?
If I had to place money, it would be Doctor Strange. It makes sense.
Joey,
for this story, it makes sense for where she's going to be in Doctor Strange 2.
That's not Luke Skywalker level. That's not 30 years of history.
So do you have a prediction on who it's going to be?
I know it better not be him.
If it is, I will be so happy.
Where the hell has he been at for 8 episodes?
He might, he's been in another multiverse right now trying to get back to this one because he heard about some shit going down. And now he's trying to figure out what happened. And he's going to look and say, Wanda, what the hell have you done? which was another theory, right? It's kind of like 3 theories all wrapped in one, right? The theories that we've been predicting. One is Agatha the Big Bad. We learned that she is not. She happened to respond to the magic that Wanda has been putting out. 2 is Mephisto going to be the big bad in this. I'm not even going to go any further. That was just a bunch of us nerd boys going, hey, there's this Mephisto guy, right? He's into magic. He's not here. And then the other one, which is if Wanda is saying she doesn't remember who created the hex, who could it be? It has to be a bigger villain. She created it all along. So we basically got 3 theories all knocked out in that last episode for the price of one.
I have something.
You got another one. All right.
I've been thinking about this. So I'm not gonna act like I know too much about Mephisto. This is my thought. 1, Agatha used to have a husband. Husband disappeared. Agatha has made reference to the devil in the show. I forget who it was. Someone said something about the devil being in the details. Agatha said that's not the only place he is. She made a comment like that, right?
And you know what? She was, now that I think about it, she was working through Pietro, right? And what did he call those kids? He called them the devil spawn.
Yes.
So that's another devil reference.
Yes. And there's something, I don't know what it is. There's something about that bunny. There's something about this is
it because it's cute and fluffy?
No. Marvel's not lazy. Marvel wouldn't say she wants these powers just because she wants to be the most powerful person ever to walk the earth. There's a reason that she wants Wanda's magic or wants to know how Wanda was able to do what she did. I don't know what that reason is, but I bet you there's a reason. And I don't know if it has something to do with, because like if you think about it, if you think back, I can't remember which episode. It was the episode where they were talking about death. Wanda was talking to the kids, and I think the kids asked her, like, can you bring the dog back to life? I think it was.
Yeah.
And if you remember, Agatha was like, you can do that?
Yeah, she was disappointed. She was like, "Oh, you can't do that."
You can do that. You can bring him back to life. Like she was like,
interesting.
Like she was like, I don't know. It just I don't know. Just kind of stood out.
So, is there a way that the Mephisto theory ties into the giant cameo? Is he actually? Could he be the big cameo? Just because it's Luke Skywalker level, it might not be a hero. She never specified there's going to be a hero.
All I'm saying is, I think there is another player in this that will show up in the next episode. And I think we will finally get what Agatha's true intentions are. Because up until now, what have they just said? I just want your power.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool, but why? Like, why do you want this power? Like,
because now, I mean, that reveal of the fact that she finally put together from her past that she is Scarlet Witch.
Right.
That's going to change things. She's not going to go, "Oh, well, you're just the Scarlet Witch. Good to know. All right, let me go back somewhere and just do my magic."
And then remember, like, Agatha was mad. She was like, "You have all this power, and you're using it to make breakfast for dinner."
Which, let's be real, that's the first thing everybody would do with their powers. But after that, I'm sure they'd get to many other things. I guess we're gonna actually, instead of Mephisto case closed, maybe TBD until the end of this week. I think we had almost 10 big theories. So the last two that we were kind of sorting through was, and I'm going to kind of loop them together because they're the same kind of theory. And these are just things that we sprinkled throughout the season that we were kind of like, what's happening? Is Vision real? And are the kids real? Right? Because what we were kind of thinking the first time around is we saw that image of Vision dead, which we now know is actually just her trauma. He is actually real, and she is using chaos magic, and she can create things. So both Vision is real, and the twins are real.
Do they only exist in the hex, or when the hex
I feel like they do only exist in the hex. I feel like they're real in the hex, which is why, honestly, I know this isn't a prediction video, but that's why I've said it a couple times. I don't see this show ending very well. I think Vision will probably have a face-off with White Vision, and I don't know what's going to happen with the kids. Maybe they literally just disappear because the hex is gone. I can't see them taking the kids much further in the Wanda Scarlet Witch story. So I think it's going to end in heartbreak, which kind of ends up one of the other theories that we had, which is Wanda going to end up the villain by the end of this year? You're hell-bent on it. I think I'm pretty much there, learning that she is the Scarlet Witch, kind of talking myself through the fact that her kids probably won't make it through this series, and Vision probably won't make it through this series.
They're going to turn Wanda into a villain because this will be the single greatest villain backstory in superhero movie history. With Wanda, you have literally watched since what was it? Since Civil War?
You've seen her as a villain, as a hero, as somebody
You
who's
have
kind of in
it's
between.
it's it's a comic book arc.
Yeah.
It's a literal comic book arc. You would have seen her, you've seen her start off as the villain, you've seen her become a good person, you've seen her go through trauma, you've seen her go through more trauma, you've seen everything get taken away from her. And if this last thing ends in heartbreak, it's kind of like it's kind of like watching Joker. Like you just get to that point and you're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that I felt about Joker. Like, I don't agree with these things you're doing, but it's like, shit, yeah, like I understand.
Yeah.
Like, and if Wanda were to snap and become a villain and say, I'm done being the good guy, I'm done playing nice, everything gets taken away from me, I'm done, I would get it. I would buy it, and I would buy it more than any villain that the MCU or any other superhero movie or show has ever given me. So that's our predictions, our thoughts of kind of where WandaVision has been,
Yeah.
and where it's going. One more episode. What do you all think? What are your predictions for the final episode of WandaVision? Let us know in the comments. And until next time.